Josh Lambo now ready in San Diego. Fielded about a yard deep. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. Murray the lone setback. Now a play fake here on first down. Rolling to his right. And his first look is incomplete. And on 2nd and 10 now. Throwing now is Carr. Brought in by Walford, right side. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Flushed out right. Cooper's got it. There he goes, Amari Cooper. And he'll be taken down deep into San Diego territory. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
He did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. 7 yards on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Again, they'll throw with Carr. And his throw here is incomplete. The big tight end, Clive Walford, the intended target. And it's 3rd and short.
I see an extra DB on the field now for San Diego.
Yeah, indeed. Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. They'll try to run it in with Murray. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Latavius Murray taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Raiders drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. That's just a solid, methodical drive to start this game.
And how about how it culminated? Doing exactly what they wanted to do, getting the ball downfield, and then running it into the end zone. I'm just telling you, partner, when you run it in rather than throw it in, that hurts a defense psychologically a heck of a lot more.
That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. On 1st and 10, Rivers. It's caught on the right side, Williams. And he's brought down. 15 yards there on the catch and run. And Tyrell Williams, not a household name, but he's starting to come onto the scene. 2 weeks ago, he had a 100-yard game against the Raiders. And in Week 7, 140 yards against the Falcons.
Just another average day in the NFL for an undrafted free agent from Western Oregon. How about how he's stepping up and filling the breach left by the injury of Keenan Allen?
They'll run with his second-year man. It's Melvin Gordon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Now a second down throw for Rivers. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
A dime look defensively for the Raiders on third down.
Yeah, you're right. 2 extra DBs out there. Rivers now. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. On 4th down, they snap it to Rivers. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, DJ Hayden. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Well, Brandon, this is a former first-round pick, and he's been a bit of a disappointment in his career up till now, but he's still got room to grow. And this is an excellent play right here to come away with the football.
Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Latavius Murray grew up 150 miles from Jacksonville, and he played like he was back in his home state in Week 7. 2 touchdowns on the ground.
Nothing like that good home cooking and that hometown support, is there? And Latavius Murray, he'd also missed some time with an injury. So, you know, he was eager to be back on the field, and it showed against the Jaguars.
He's from Titusville, Florida. Played his college ball at Central Florida, didn't he?
UCF. He's a Knight.
Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it a second down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
That was second down run for Murray. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
If you draft a guy in the 6th round and he gives you a 1,000-yard season at some point, would you say he's good value?
That's good return on investment. He was the first Raiders guy to rush for 1,000 yards in 2015 since McFadden back in 2010.
Latavius Murray, remember the name.
They'll run here. It's Murray. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
On every snap, the defense is trying to establish who they are, but on 3rd and short, that's really when you put it out there and tell people who you are, and that's exactly what they did. For the offense, they're looking at their offensive line and saying, guys, where are you? We need you on those plays.
So now on 4th down, the Raiders will turn it over to the left foot of Sebastian Janikowski. And it's a fake. He's going to throw it. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. Well, there's 2 sides here. I guess you could pinpoint and look at the offense and say, oh, man, what a disaster. Hey, the defense, though, they came through.
Preparation's the key to everything, and when you're on the defensive side of the ball and in special teams meetings, you prepare for plays like this, and in this case, they were actually able to win it.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6. On 3rd down, this is Melvin Gordon. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Throwing, looking for Benjamin, but it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they're not able to convert on 4th down.
So that's back to back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They come out here in the eye. On first down, Murray. And he's got room. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis sits here with a first down. Again, it's Murray. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
One receiver to the left is Cooper. Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. Throw left side to the tight end Walford. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And 3 full yards here for the offense to get on 3rd down. Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. It's a gain of 4, and it gets him the first.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And his pass incomplete. He was looking for his tight end that time, Michael Rivera. And it's 2nd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or 2 in and bats it away.
To the air on 2nd down. It's Carr. Buying time to his left. And avoids the contact by sliding. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They come out here in the eye. 1st and goal from the 1 as they look to punch it in. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Did your high school have that same push them back cheer?
I was a kicker.
Well, it certainly worked. Didn't matter if we were kickers or not. That one worked, didn't it? They pushed him back at the last snap of the ball, and boy, they created a nice play for themselves. Would they lose 3 on that one?
Yeah, from the 1 back to the 4. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
Play clock hit 0. Don't know what went wrong there, Charles, but it's going to cost them 5 yards.
Has to be some organization from the sideline. Sometimes when you're trying to decide on what play to send in, the play caller has to move a little bit faster.
Flush to his right. And that is incomplete. Out is Janikowski now for the Raider field goal try. And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So 3 points is the outcome, but probably not what they're looking for given the drive that they were on.
Yeah, things were looking good. You had it first and goal, but then the offense sputters a bit, and they're forced to settle for a field goal.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Raider defense now, here they are as they get ready to trot back onto the field. They had the interception last time, led to a field goal.
And kept points off the board against them as well. What a great way to end a drive. Take it away and set your offense up to put points on the board themselves.
The only thing would have been better a touchdown. Now they'll be looking to get the stop and lead to that here on the next drive. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make this a second down. Now the handoff comes to Gordon across the 30 to the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with third down looming.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they will just roam and hit.
So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down.
3rd and inches, just turn around, hand it to the big guy, and let him plow forward and pick up a first down. A lot of people think that the offensive line, they may almost take the play off because they got a big guy back there pushing forward. I think it actually works in reverse. I think they block harder because they love seeing that guy get the ball because he doesn't touch it very often.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to San Diego after this timeout. A reminder coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando with our halftime report, but business to take care of before that. It's caught on the right side, Williams. It'll go as a gain of 12, and it'll give the Chargers a first down. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Now Clements. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
We got a quick second here. I want to talk about the NFL Defensive Player of the Year candidates.
There we go. Former DB going defensive. Who you got, partner?
How about Von Miller in Denver, of course?
Yep.
Marcus Peters in Kansas City. They're not even throwing in his area right now. A ticket in Minnesota. Harrison Smith, the safety, and Eric Kendricks, the linebacker.
And then even though he doesn't have the numbers this year, he's being doubled a lot. How about Aaron Donald of L.A.?
Yeah, he might be the best one there is. He's getting tripled a lot, too. But here's one for you. Lorenzo Alexander, outside linebacker, Buffalo, having a career year.
Leads the NFL 9 sacks. Like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Clements. And it's caught by the new pickup from Cleveland. It's Travis Benjamin. And a gain there of 11 yards. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
And the 8th play on this drive coming up. They'll look to throw again. Going underneath for Gordon. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Here we go now.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Offense.
And this seemingly endless drive continues. So the D-line's going to spread out.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And the catch made by Dontrell Inman. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. They need to get this to the 24 on third down.
Here we go. Green, 39.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's able to find Inman. And he's brought down after a good gain. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. And now they're in the hurry-up. Back to throw now on first down. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. They'll come out in the pistol. Now Clements. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third. Here's Clements. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him 8 on the play. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal.
They dialed up the screen pass on third down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
And Lambeau will put this one through, and they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So a field goal here, they're still down, but they put a dent into that lead before the break.
And that's got to feel good, because now they've seen that they can put some more points on the board, and that gives them a whole second half to get back to where they want to be, and that's in the lead.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. They begin the drive with a run by Murray. And he's brought down. So we've reached halftime. My apologies, Larry. I wanted to hear the report. Somebody's in a hurry. So we're going to get them right to quarter number 3. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. This is Gordon. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And that is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end. Henry, and that'll make it 3rd down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
On 3rd down, Rivers. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice game there. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. And brought down there by a pair of Chargers on the stop.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Carr to throw on 2nd down. He gets this one to Michael Crabtree. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
Holding offense.
And that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
They go play action for Murray. Now Carr eluding the pressure right to the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Steps away to his left. Crabtree with it over the middle. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well.
They do it for these situations, first down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40. A gain of 3, 2nd down. And 3rd quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding the clock.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up third down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So a big sack on second down. Now let's see what the offense has in store for third. One receiver to the left is Cooper. From the gun now on third down, Carr. He finds Roberts, complete. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that third down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a first down.
Third time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on third, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's brought down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Well, they're certainly running the ball pretty well on this drive, and all I remember as a secondary guy was if you're making a lot of tackles in a game, that's usually not good for your defense. You've got to figure out how to keep things in front of you because you know there's 3 levels, defensive line, linebackers, and into the secondary. And if the third level's leading your team in tackles, as a general rule, things aren't going so well for your defense.
Here's Murray trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
Final minute now of the third quarter. They run again with Murray. He's seen a ton of action tonight. And he's brought down. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up first and goal.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. A great effort there. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking. Beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. One man in the backfield is Gordon. They go play action here on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Throwing again, Rivers on 2nd and 10. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
He's going to sling this deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls. And we're back now in Mission Valley and San Diego. It's Charger football, but they trail here as we get going in quarter number 4. Now Carey. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Raiders will take possession. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio.
There he goes, Amari Cooper. And all the way down inside the 25 before he's out of bounds.
It's funny when I go back to our pregame meeting with Amari Cooper, and we mentioned, what if they play man coverage against you? He almost seemed offended by it, didn't he?
I'll beat it. That's basically what he said, right?
I mean, the best receivers we've ever talked to and covered, and you talk about covering them with one guy, they think that's a personal affront. If they feel like if they can't just beat one defender, then they're not very good.
Now Carr with a give to Murray. Oh, nice move.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense. Automatic first down.
And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. They come out here in the eye. Following the penalty, it's Murray. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. And incomplete. Michael Crabtree, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and 5.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. Here's Jones. That'll make it 4th down after a loss. Now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And the coach has decided to throw the red flag. He will challenge this play. And Janikowski bangs it through, and that'll push the lead up to 17. And you figure with that, this game's pretty well out of reach.
It would take a heck of a comeback at this point. Being 3 scores down, I think that's too much to ask with time winding down here in the 4th.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And now San Diego getting set to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Here's Clemens. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It'll be a gain of 4. And it'll be 2nd down.
All right, here we go. All right, now look at 56.
Now Clemens. Into double coverage. coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, DJ Hayden. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line.
Well, you're trailing. It's the fourth quarter, and you've got to throw the football. But the defense knows this, too. So they're just going to sit back, bring in an extra defensive back or two, the old nickel or dime strategy, Brandon, and wait for you to put that bad boy up for grabs. And this one winds up being intercepted.
They run with Murray. Give them 11 on the gain there, and it'll give the Raiders a first down.
Well, I'd say that run's pretty emblematic of what we've seen all day long. No matter what they've done on offense, this offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage, given them time to throw it, run it, do whatever they wanted. That's why there are points up on the board. And right now, the psyche of the offense, we're in control, and we can do whatever we feel like doing out here on the field.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but, you know, the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take.
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That will be their third and final stoppage, as they'll only have the 2-minute warning now remaining. So it'll be first down here after the run. Carr turns, hands to Murray. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
This is Murray. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Shotgun now for Carr. It finds Crabtree for the completion. He gets 7 out of it, and he also gets a first.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run,